Oh, lady, so excited to have you here.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
really happy to be here, guys. Thank you.
I really do appreciate this. This is really cool because we like we talk about adaptive, right? And we talk about somebody that's lost like an arm or whatever, but we don't really get into the Down syndrome conversation. We don't really get into the kind of neurodivergent conversation. We
Mhm.
have a very close relative to us. That's what is Uncle Tom? Uncle Tom's in his
He's in his 50s. He's in his
yeah
50s and he has Down syndrome, and that is actually how we met.
yeah
So I have grown up in the disabled community, and my mother did AYSO soccer and had like a special needs soccer program, and I had a special needs dance program, and I had met Uncle Tom, which is part of Garrett's family. I had met him and was working with him, and then she came to visit. So that was one side of her family, and then she came to visit, and that's actually how we met. Was me working with him, and then her coming to visit, and we met, and then 13 years later, here we are with our own son, and you know what I mean. So
yeah.
but yeah, so he's in his 50s, and he was told many times that he wasn't going to live past a certain age. And the one thing that I say that Lori, his sister, does very well is she keeps him moving and she keeps him busy, and she doesn't allow things to tell her that he can't do something. She's going to
Mhm.
put him in everything and show him everything to be able to live a long and happy and healthy life. And so because of her, you know, he is where he is.
So we
So
Yeah.
we were we were really happy to find you. Our son has autism and he's in a CrossFit class. We see that you have started an amazing CrossFit community um, for adaptive and
well, let me pull up the very thing that
sent
that
you
brought
viral.
us to you. And I'll just play a little bit of it because I'm sure you guys have seen it. But this was what came across my screen, and maybe want to reach out to you to continue to tell your
Power
story.
of losing weight because in the past I used to hide sweets and now I'm getting to be healthier and to lose the weight because I want to be here for my niece and nephews and also I can breathe better from losing the weight. Now I can jump rope.
I see the disconnect from, I hate to say typical, but from the typical population and those who have a family member with special needs. So I wanted to create something to kind of bring that community together. And it's something that everybody can do because fitness is for everyone. And unfortunately, the availability in the fitness industry for this population, it's almost non-existent. You have to be patient, you have to be caring and loving and really understand what they're going through. And that's not something that comes naturally to some.
You know, kids with developmental disabilities, unfortunately, especially when they get a bit older, there aren't that many activities available, believe it or not. And it's true, there aren't. So it's great to see a class like this be made available. As far as I can tell, all of the kids here are thriving with it.
My grandfather passed away with cancer, and my grandmother passed away with memory loss. So I'm trying to figure that out is how can I fix that now at CrossFit is because of by getting healthy every day.
A lot of the times they're not provided with the opportunity to move their body in a fun, safe environment. And when you give them the opportunity to really show what they can do, you'd be surprised with how much they're really capable of.
I love being here because I'm with my friends and making new friends. I feel like I belong to something. I'm not afraid to be myself.
She was involved in Special Olympics, but nothing quite like this. Nothing, with weights and workout routines and things like that. Self-esteem is higher. She's really looking forward to it. She gets a level of confidence. Truthfully, she's losing a little bit of weight in inches. Bonnie says her clothes are a little looser. So we can see that, yeah. One of the funny things was we were visiting her brother recently, and there was furniture to be moved. And so my wife was trying to move this piece of furniture and struggled with it. Krista came along and all of a sudden lifted it up. It's like, wow, I guess
I
you are
know.
building strength here at CrossFit.
I love coming here to CrossFit is because I'm doing this for my family and I love working out is my favorite thing to do. Most of all, the reason why I like to work out is because I'm doing that for my country and for my brothers as well.
Still gives me chills every time I see
I mean,
it.
every
I
time,
am like
every time, every single time.
when I first saw that, and when Jess said, I want to be here for my niece and nephew,
Mhm.
I was like, holy shit, holy crap. We see them as different,
Mhm.
but they are just as human as everybody else.
Yep.
And they want to be given the opportunities just like everybody else.
Mhm.
And so I saw that and I reached out to you immediately and I said, Garrett, I have to talk to her. I have to have her on. She is doing amazing things. So just start from the beginning. What made you create such an amazing place for the adaptive community? Is it mostly adults with Down syndrome? Is that specifically for them, or is that just kind of the population that has followed
That's
you?
kind of just the population that's following me right now. I've always been involved in going to a lot of different events. I'm gonna cry too.
It's,
trying.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
look, we have I mean, we can talk to everybody, and I don't know where Papa Birch is, but like, yo, Kenneth, like, you know the deal.
Mhm.
There's,
Yeah, KDL also has his kids.
and like,
Mhm.
we are all kind of like, hey, just what can we do for our kids? And
Yeah.
to see you create something that like, hey, this is something we can do for our kids, like, it's emotional for us. Like,
Yeah, big time. I mean, I've been around people with disabilities forever. So, kind of like you, my mom had a cousin who had Down syndrome. I remember going to family parties and there wasn't as much available to them at that time. They tried to get his mom to put him in a home, right? And that was the thing to do. They just put him away and pretending like they weren't there. And it's not right. I'm really happy with how far we've come in general, just to have everything available for them, the services that are provided now to keep them moving, right? Starting from birth, really. Um, so my connection with that community happened when I was a little girl with my mom's cousin. Um, Growing up, I spent a lot of time with my mom. She was a stay-at-home mom for a while. And her first job after she had us was driving a special ed bus.
I love
Right?
that.
So at that time, on the special ed buses, she was able to bring me with her. So here I am, 4 years old, and I'm on the bus with these kids. They're just slightly older than I am, maybe even some of them the same age because they started in preschool. And I was singing and playing and laughing with them at a young age. So it was part of my life. I didn't know any different because I was exposed to it.
Mm.
As I got older and I had kids, boom, surprise, here comes my son. Right?
yep. Mhm.
I
Boys
didn't
change
know.
you.
Yeah.
Sons
Yes.
change you.
Yep. So when I had him, I was 25 years old, which is super young. All of like the testing that was done, everything came back negative, so I didn't go anything invasive. So when he was born, complete surprise. Had no idea that he was going to be born with Down syndrome, and it was a shock at first. But I knew something was off, right? Just by looking at him and being around individuals, I knew. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, he's different. I'm like, this is okay.
I want to ask this only because, like, for us, we didn't know for
Mhm.
sure until he was about 3.5.
Yep.
So do you know with Down syndrome, do you know kind of right away? Like, how early do you actually know? Because we didn't look into it till later, and we kind of always think about that.
I pretty much knew before we even left the hospital. So, I mean, there were markers, right? With Down syndrome, you can kind of see it. So he had a big nuchal fold on the back of his neck. So he was super chubby in the back. He had the almond eyes. There's like white specks in their eyes as well that he had. they have like they call it like the sandal toe, right? So his big toe, there's a big space between his big
Oh.
toe
Yes.
and his other
Yep.
toe.
Yep.
So he had all the markers, right? So I was like, okay, he has it.
Right.
But even then, it wasn't, he's going to be 14. So about 14 years ago, the doctors came into my room and they said, we're going to have a social worker come in so we can talk about options. Options? What do you mean options? They were talking to me about adoption. And I just straight up told them,
Stop.
I said, you do not have to send anybody to my room. This is my son. I'll figure it out. Thank you. What do I have to do? Bring him to the doctor? So it's still going on today. Not as much as it used to, like when my cousin was born, but it's still happening. And it needs to stop. Everybody says I'm sorry.
They thought you were going to want to give up your kid because.
Mm-hmm. And I was also 25 years old. So I was young. I mean, I guess for some people, it's a lot. Yes, it's emotional. I went through a complete roller coaster ride after he was born, right? Mm-hmm. What's my life going to look like now? I cried, not because of his diagnosis, but I had 2 other children, and they were 4 and under. So I was more concerned of how it was going to affect them growing up and what it was going to take away from their experiences. But we figured it out, right? So we still did all the things.
Figure it out.
He came everywhere that we came. He still does most of the time. There's certain things I can't do because that boy does not like to walk at all. So when we go on hiking trips, he now stays home. When he was younger, we can put him in the sack, but now, carrying 115 pounds up a mountain is just not going to work.
I was going to say, you can't just carry him in a pack anymore. Yeah. Like, just put that 150. I mean, you strong, you do CrossFit. You could just put that boy on your back like it's nothing, right?
Yep. There are times I have to, like when we leave doctor's appointments or if he goes under anesthesia, I am able to carry him in the house if he's completely under it. But hiking 4 miles up a mountain, no, thank you.
There's CrossFit right there. Yep. To be able to do those things for your kid and know that no matter what, you can do that for him. Yeah. And so what a gift CrossFit has given, and to be able to do that as a mom. And, it's so disheartening to think that even now, and 14 years ago when your baby was born, that you have somebody coming in there and questioning whether or not you want to keep your baby. And we go through guilt in a way that I can't express to people that don't go through it, and I think for us, I know for you, you're saying that there was markers and, the way that he looks and his appearance, you could kind of tell. But with autism, we denied it for a very long time. And that was on me because I was like, I can't have done something to my kid because it must have been something that I did to my kid to do this. And so if I don't address it, then I can't blame myself even more than I already was blaming myself. Did you go through, you were just saying you went through waves of emotions and stuff like that. Did you have that mom guilt, but for yourself too? I know you said you had it for your babies, but like for you too, of that feeling of like, did I do something wrong? Because I think we do that as moms.
Yeah. I mean, with Down syndrome, they call it sticky genes, right? Of course you think about that. I mean, was I doing something at that time? Was I not eating properly that extra 21st chromosome got stuck and it didn't separate properly? So there are definitely things that you think about, did I do this?
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to navigate. The other part that's hard is watching everybody around you that had kids at the same time, right? So all of your babies are hitting these milestones. My son didn't walk till he was over 2 years old. I was carrying him. So seeing everybody else's kids up and walking and going places, and my son still sitting on the ground.
Ours was talking. So it was like he wasn't talking, having conversations. He wasn't, he talks now, but it's not, if you watch these other kids like run around, they have slang words. They have, they're doing this 6, 7, whatever that
stupid thing means.
And our kid has no idea and he does not care. You can see the difference and I get it. It's like, oh man, what do we we do something? Did I not tell her like, hey, don't do like, what did we do?
Yeah.
And it's just such a heavy weight. And then you're like, oh, or you tell me, when did the emotions like chill and you get out of it and you're like, oh, this is just my kid. This is just what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like,
I honestly don't know if that ever goes away. Like it certainly subsides, but there's certain moments, when you look around and I see him in a group, right? And I see somebody able to do a little bit more than him, or I see him with his cousins that are 4 years younger, right? And they're moving faster. They have all these sports programs that they're involved in. They're going to sleepovers. My son doesn't have sleepovers. He doesn't have those friends. He doesn't have the connection. And that's, gosh.
I know. I get it. Girl, I get
That's
it.
why I created this, so they can have.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because they don't. And as much as everyone's about community and community and community, I don't know about for you, but like I feel like the disabled community is one of the hardest ones to find your place, because if your kid is not on like for us, if our kid's not on a certain part of the spectrum, he's too advanced for kids. He's too advanced for his friends. So then he's expected to be the leader, and then he's left out because the kids need more support. And so you think you find friends and you think you find communities that understand what you're going through. And they're like, come with us. We support you. We get you. We understand you. But then 2 minutes later, you realize you're not getting the invitations anymore. You're not getting the phone calls anymore. And it really is the community that you create for yourself. Did you have any sort of support when you first had your son? And has that changed and as he's gotten older?
Yeah. So I found the Hudson Valley Down Syndrome Association shortly after he was born. And in the beginning, like the first buddy walk and the first event that we went to, he was just about a year old. But I stayed to myself, right? At that point, I was still kind of in my own little bubble with him. But I wanted to see it. I wanted to meet the family, see the community, and see what it was about. And I remember being at the first walk and my mom looking around. She's like, "You're going to run this one day." I was like, "What?" I was like, "I don't know, Mom." I'm like, "I'm pretty shy. I'm pretty I was scared at that point." It didn't take long.
Were you running it?
About 2 years later, I was asked to join the board. So I did. I became part of the board for the Down Syndrome Association. And then maybe 2 years later, I was asked to step up and take a paid position, and I was running it. So obviously the board was helping and we had things that we had to do there. But yeah, I was head. And I did that for about 10 years. So
When are you doing CrossFit before you have him, or do you find CrossFit after you have your son?
I found CrossFit after. My husband actually found CrossFit. So my husband, there's a video out there too. If you go to the page, you can see on the CrossFit page. My husband was battling addiction throughout all of this. So it's been quite a ride. But he needed something. He needed advice. We needed that community. And he's like, I think I want to try CrossFit. Now here I am, 3 kids, one with special needs. And I was always super active and into sports, but I had to give a lot of that up after having the kids because we just didn't have the time.
Yeah.
So we made time for the gym. We came 5 a.m., right? 5 o'clock in the morning, we're here at the gym. And we fell in love with CrossFit. And it has become just a part of our daily life now. Even the kids are here, right? The kids, all 3 of them have been through here in the teens classes. My son now participates, my oldest, in the regular adult classes. And it's just something, we live it now. I mean, I feel like everything we do is CrossFit related, whether it be nutrition, sports. It's something we're always talking about. And the community has brought us together as a family, even closer, right? Because we have something in common that we all share.
What year? What year is this that you find it?
Goodness. It was a little bit before COVID.
Okay, so like 2019, 2018, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, and your husband, we always talk about this, right? When you have an addiction and you're trying to get through the addiction, you kind of, if you latch on to CrossFit, it's like a new addiction for you, but it's a better addiction than the addiction that you had.
Oh yeah.
Does he completely just drinks the Kool-Aid, becomes a completely different person? Like,
it was a journey. It was quite a journey. So in the beginning, yes, but then COVID happened, everything shut down, right? Then we couldn't be here.
oh, yeah, good point.
So that was hard. Then we were stuck at home. We were, thankfully our gym did online programs, right? Everybody went online, and him and I were doing WODs in the backyard while the kids were watching. We were
All of us were,
running in circles around the yard. We had our dumbbells, made it fun, right? We had people like using the big 5-gallon water jugs to do workouts and stuff. We used what we had.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it scary when the world closed down, especially because you guys had just gotten into CrossFit and with your husband and then with, your son and your family and really kind of getting some roots, and then all of a sudden everything was taken away from you? Like, how did you
and also your other two, like, they have to be prioritized as well, obviously. Like you have a lot of things to do at this point now.
Do you know, I mean, you do know, you have to know what it's like to try to do remote schooling with a special needs child over a computer that can't use a computer. It was so much fun.
Oh my God.
We had our son.
He was diagnosed during that time.
He was diagnosed first. So he didn't get his autism diagnosis until much later. It's only been about 2 years since he's gotten that official diagnosis. But he was diagnosed severely speech delayed over a computer.
Oh,
and they're like, we're going to do his evaluation over the computer. I said, with my 2.5-year-old, you want me to set up a computer and have him try to talk to you when all he wants to do is close the laptop? That was like the game. He just wants to close the laptop, And so for me, I was like, okay, if this is what you have to do, because now we're really starting to see, we're blinded by it. We think he's progressing. We think he's doing well. We can understand him. But now we look back at those videos and we were like, he wasn't saying anything. He was saying nothing. And, and I take that burden on myself, not anymore, like not as much anymore, with him being 8 and growing and getting all the services. And now I'm that one. I'm like you. I'm like in it, fighting with everybody, getting everything that he needs. Like, don't play with me now. That's
She's not lying. She's a force of nature right now.
Like, don't get in the middle of what my kid needs, And so, but yeah, shutting everything down. And then them going to school in masks. And I'm like, you're going to try to teach my kid how to speak with a mask on. How is that going to work?
My son won't even keep his glasses on his face, let alone wear a mask. And they're like, he won't wear his mask. I'm like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, he's not going to wear it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, he's not going to wear it. He has sensory issues. Like, there's so much going on. Right. He doesn't like loud noises. He also can't speak very well. So, I mean, I can understand what he's saying, but most of the other people can't. So he walks around with a communication device, an iPad, right? Then he pushes buttons and it talks for him. Yeah. So it was a lot. It was a lot. Even now, sometimes his teacher's like, he can't put the password onto his Chromebook. They have a Chromebook for school. He's not even writing. I'm like, you're going to have to help him because he doesn't know his letters and his numbers. Like,
yes.
Like, do your job. And you don't want to be an asshole, but sometimes you just look at people and you're like, this is your job. We used to get phone calls because when Garrett couldn't speak, he was having some behaviors. He would get very overwhelmed, very overstimulated. He also has sensory stuff, not as much anymore now that he's gotten a little bit older, but when he was younger, but they would stick him in the sensory corner and give him a fucking iPad for 4 hours. I'm like, why is he here?
Yeah.
Why is he here? And anytime they would call and they're like, hey, we're just wanting to talk parent to teacher about some ideas. And I would say, do this and try this. Well, we can't do this. So then why are you calling me?
Yep.
If you're not going to do your job, why is my kid in this facility, this preschool with you? And why are you calling me? Because you're not actually trying to help my child. You're just sticking him in a corner because he makes you guys money, because you can diagnose him with all these things and get him all these services and shit like that. If you don't want to help him, I begged them, girl. Yeah. I begged them to give our son boundaries. Begged them. And they told me no.
Yeah. It's insanity. It's insanity.
I'm like, how do you navigate that? do you have a hard time with boundaries with your kid and with people that, his teachers and his support that, that work with him? Because I had an issue with that for a while, because for some reason teachers would not use my son's diagnosis as a crutch. It was almost like permission for him to just be disrespectful.
They would use it as a crutch. They absolutely used it as a crutch. They were
that's what I mean. Like,
he has autism, so he can do whatever he wants. And it was like, no,
there was no boundaries and no rules.
He can't do whatever he wants.
Yeah. So how did you navigate that? How do you navigate that?
So I had a lot of the time his teachers, and we have the special education committee. We have to go to these meetings every single year to talk about his IEP and his placement for next year. And they were pushing for me to put him on an alternative assessment for graduation, right? What is that?
Yeah.
What's an alternative?
What is that?
So it's basically, they just teach him where he's at. They're going to work on life skills. I said no. I refused it, right? Because if I refused to make that change, they had to put in more work, because all those state testings and everything. It goes against teaching.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I still opted him out of all of those testings when the time came. My other kids were like begging me. They're like, "Can you opt me out? You opt Lucas out." I'm like, "No, you're fine. You're taking the test."
Yeah.
So my two older kids, they definitely try to pull those things on me.
Yeah.
Brother with special needs, but that's kind of how I navigated it. Now we are venturing into high school next year. So I have another fight on my hands. I did finally push him to that alternative assessment, because he's going into high school. I know there's really not going to be too many changes as he's getting older. I was hopeful that he would progress a little bit more. He is progressing, but he's not going to be able to take a Regents exam. I can tell you that.
Right. Yeah. No.
Right?
Yeah.
So he's doing
I barely
well now.
took a Regents exam. What?
I took them for a piece of paper for my diploma and did nothing else with them after. Like, it's just, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just really a learning curve, right? You learn as you go. There's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. It's just what is good for you and your family. So.
All right. 2018, 2019, you find CrossFit, and now you're a badass mom that is just like bulldozing through people like, hey, my kid needs this. My kids need this.
My family is here. We are here to just be.
And so when do you start this beautiful group of people that you have going on?
Beginning of this year, I started it with them. Beginning of 2025. So I had working with the Down Syndrome Association. Again, I ran that for about 10 years. I saw, we always had activities for the younger kids, the younger generations. And I always, Jess and Krista, I met them through the Down Syndrome Association. They are actually self-advocates on the board. Very involved, very, very involved. So they used to help me, that buddy walk. I didn't organize it this year, but I organized all the prior years with them. So by seeing that change, right, that there's a lot for the younger kids and the younger school age children, I'm like, all right, we need to do something for the adults here. And even when you do have those activities, and even when we had them with the Down Syndrome Association, the turnout, people came out, but it's not like the younger families that would come out. Because a lot of the times, they want to be doing what other adults are doing.
Yep.
Right? They want to go to the gym. They want to go out to a restaurant.
They want to go to the movies. They want to, they want to go on dates. They want to hold hands. They want to do all those things. And what happens, that's the hard part too, is that there's this magnifying glass for our kids to get the diagnosis. And then when you get the diagnosis, you have to fight for the diagnosis, because you're like, listen, you pushed for this so you could get some sort of financial money. We all know this, on paper and whatever. And for me, fine. You need to sign a piece of paper for my kid to get speech and OT and everything that he needs. Fine. But you have to fight for that diagnosis, and you have to fight for what they need. but then they become adults and it literally is like the doors open and everybody is on their own.
Yep.
And that's the scariest part, is that what happens when they become adults, usually what you see, which is what you were saying before, they end up in facilities somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's all they have.
Yeah, and they're forgotten about, right? So they're going through the school system and they have peers. They have peers in the regular, K through 12 classes that they're growing up with, but once they graduate and once they're out of the school, they don't have a connection with these people anymore.
Nope.
Right? And then they also, a lot of them aren't driving, right? They're not, so it's on their parents to help keep them connected, but they also have to work. They have things to do, and it's hard. They can't drive them around all the time to make these appointments or just go out. So it becomes a lot.
Yeah.
So
Colleen knows a lot about this. Like she told you before, we met because she ran a special needs dance program. So like she taught tap and jazz. I don't know, tree swaying, something.
Tree
to
swaying.
Like I don't know what it is.
You grew up with all the Latin dances you taught me when we got together. I was ballet, tap, jazz, all that fun stuff.
What's the one that's it's
contemporary?
That thing. So
she calls it the tree sway. She's like, they're just swaying. Like I'm like, shut up. You don't know how difficult that sway is, okay? And how many hours we practice that sway.
I say it to the people that do Dancing with the Stars. I'm like, oh, they're tree swaying again. What is happening right now? Like there's a bunch of flowy dresses and shit. I don't know what that is. But she taught me a lot. I mean, I grew up with it. I also grew up with it too. My grandmother was big into out here. It's called IGHL. So being in those houses where, they're kind of sent and dismissed and whatever. And I went with her a lot to those when I was younger. And so to see this now, to see your CrossFit, like, is it literally the families have to be involved? Is there anything like, because
for the, like in the class?
Well, no, like the families have to bring, because Colleen, you had a boxing one where you had, it was special needs. They came to boxing, but it was through the home that they were all at.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No,
So it was like,
they're
these
coming
are
on
their
own.
family. Okay. All right. That's what I meant. That's what I was trying to ask.
They're coming on their own. So a lot of them have ComHab. So they've set it up so that their ComHab workers are bringing them to the gym and they're bringing them home. So they get like a few hours on certain days of the week and they're working it out so they can get to the gym. Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And it gives them a little bit of independence. So, which is nice. A lot of the time, sometimes they if their parents do drop them off, they're coming in by themselves and they leave, right? If their parents aren't here, I wait for them. But we have a lot of fun. We have so much fun. I have to say it is my 2 favorite days of the week when I have their classes. Some days I need them more than they need me.
That's
absolutely. That's true.
That's true.
Why was it important for you to create this program? And I'm going to use the word separately from like a typical class. And I know that like people like the word typical, they don't like the word typical and whatever. But like, why was it important for you to create this program just for them? Because there is that conversation of, do we separate the different groups or do we keep them together because life is what it is and we all need to know how to survive in life together? So why was it important for you to create this program separately for them?
It really depends on the day. Sometimes I go in with a plan, but as you know, they're all different. They all have their own little needs and quirks, and I'm able to build it into our day.
Yeah.
So I find that I do have other members that they're like, hey, can I come to class? I'm like, yeah, let's go. So we have people from the gym coming to work out with them, but they know that, okay, they might not get the entire workout in, but they're okay with it.
Gotcha.
So
I love that.
Yeah. So, and people are like, hey, how do we get there? How do we get involved? I'm like, come work out with us. Every Tuesday, we do the exact same workout as all the other classes. I just modify it if I need to for them, certain movements, but they're doing the same workout, same reps, same time. I don't change anything. Then after that, on Thursdays, we have a little bit of fun, and I do like an obstacle course throughout the entire gym with them, which is fun.
I'm curious. We had Kevin Ogar on the show.
Mhm.
He talked to us a lot about adaptive athletes, but like adaptive athletes, the way that CrossFit kind of sees it. So, whether you have lower extremity or upper extremity
Mhm.
or neurodivergent or whatever, but CrossFit kind of helps and there's guidelines for that.
Yeah.
Does CrossFit give you guidelines for how to run your classes, or is there classes for you to learn how to put these classes on?
There's a lot online. I've been obviously watching WheelWOD. I did talk to them about the Open today, that it's coming up.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
awesome.
I also am talking to them about standards, right? Standards of movements. So we're just getting into that portion. In the beginning, I wanted to teach them. I wanted them to learn. I wanted it to be a positive experience because that's super important. If it's not positive and it's not something they like to do, they're going to shut down.
Yeah.
Right. So I made sure they're all comfortable. But now we're getting a little deeper and they know it. And I told them, I said, hey guys, you know how I tell you we have to stand all the way up on the box? This is why. This is the standard. The Open's coming up. And we're going into that. So we're progressing as we go.
Why is it important for you to keep the standard?
It's CrossFit. Standard's important.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't matter who you are.
Exactly. So even
matter,
though they can't do it, I'm not putting them down that they can't do it, but we're
Right.
talking about it, right?
Yeah.
We're
And
talking
it gives
about
them
it.
something to work really hard for.
Exactly.
And to get out of their comfort zone and to challenge themselves. And I mean, again, at the end of the day, and I said it in the beginning while I was wiping away my tears, we are human. We are all human. And we always want to be challenged to do something and prove that we can do something that someone tells us we can't.
Yep.
And in so many situations, they're just looked at like they can't do anything. And it's because people don't try.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It's not always easy. Our 8-year-old, he's ours. We know how it operates. We know what his quirks are and whatever. And there are still some days where we look at each other and I'm like, holy shit, today was a day. Like today was a day. I've pissed my kid off a couple days last week.
He actually did.
He actually told me. He actually told me that I made him angry.
It was like it was the only eye contact he has ever made. But he looked at her,
looked me dead in my soul, and he was like, "Mommy, you make me angry." And I was like,
"Oh."
So I looked at Garrett because she was sitting
dying.
over here, and
I was hysterical
because he was also crying. So he would like turn away when he needed a minute, and I looked at her and I was like, don't start laughing. I'm gonna start laughing. But I'm horrible. But I'm so proud of him to be able to tell us that like I pissed that boy off twice last week, and he told me to my face that I pissed him off.
That's amazing. At least he was polite about it. I mean, my son just straight up looks at me. He's like, "Bad mom." And I'm like,
hey, they're expressing their feelings. They're letting us know, and then we can just help. Just help them from there.
Yeah, fake set on. Yeah, little G. Yeah, he went off. There was, But
at me, he was pissed off at me, not her. He was pissed off at me. You said that all of your kids went through CrossFit and do CrossFit. Does your youngest, is he in the adaptive group or is he in regular classes with you? How does he?
He kind of just hangs out with us when we're here. I'm not trying to push him too much. He's just starting to really get into it. Right. So when my other two kids were in the teens classes, I would bring him and I would work out with him on the side. Right.
Yeah.
This way he didn't get hurt. He was out of the way, but he was here. He was doing it. Now there's some of the videos on my Instagram. If you watch, you'll see him. When he's off from school, he wants to be at the gym.
I love that.
So the one video you can see him, he's on the row wearing the Italia shirt. His dad is known for taking his shirt off when he's working out. Like we have a shirt off time for him all the time. Like what time did Dom take his shirt off? Right. So I bring Lucas in and he's working out and he's on the row and all of a sudden he's like, "Mom, I'm hot. I said, okay. And then I look over, he's ripping his shirt off.
Yes, yes. That's what it's about.
Yep.
CrossFit, you could take your shirt off. Our kid went
Oh,
through that
yeah.
phase too. He's like,
Oh,
Mom,
yeah.
I'm hot, and just takes his shirt off. And
Oh my God,
Kristen
dude.
was looking at him a little funny. I'm like, it's okay. He's a boy. It's
cool.
okay.
It's all good. It's all
Yeah.
good.
There
Yeah,
he was.
we asked our guys in the chat too, because like I don't know, like we're girls, I don't know what this is. So I was like,
Yep.
hey, my kid wants to run around with his shirt off. Is that okay? Like I feel uncomfortable about it, and they're like, nah, you should feel fine about it. I'm like, okay, kid, run around with your shirt off, like it's fine. I don't know, it's all good.
Yeah.
Did you start to get more comfortable bringing your son around other people when you got into CrossFit? You know, because was there a period of time where you really like kind of sheltered him, and you, like you were saying, when you first got into, you know, the buddy walk and whatever, you kind of stayed to yourself? And I think we do that. I think when we're trying to navigate the world and figure out how our kid has a place in the world, because there is so much judgment and there is so much looking. I mean, our son is much bigger. And so when he's 3 or he's 3.5, and I'm speaking to him the way I'm speaking to him, I had moms be like, why are you talking to your 6-year-old like that? I'm like, well, first of all, he's my kid. I don't need you to worry about that. I said, he's 3 years old, you know? So you always kind of feel like you have to defend and protect and almost close the world off or whatever. So when did you start to build that confidence that you were like, I'm going to bring my kid everywhere and I don't give a fuck what anybody else does?
It was probably, I kind of just brought him out right away after that first walk. Then I was just like, okay, this is my life. This is what it is. We got to get him out. 6 months old. Have you ever seen ISR, Infant Swimming Resource, that like survival swimming course?
Oh yeah, I have actually
No, I haven't.
seen that.
Oh,
That's crazy.
I
What
put
is
him in. So they almost didn't want to allow me to put him in, but I had this kid, I was able to drop him in a pool and he would float independently on his back at 6 months old.
What?
Yeah, no, they just throw your kid in a pool. It's literally just
Yeah.
It's insane. I'll try to see if I can find.
That's insane.
So he was actually swimming independently before he was walking.
Shut up.
No, I've seen it. It's nuts. And I was like,
where do you get that?
Oh, here we go.
Insanity to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shoot. Oh no, these are all YouTube. Hold on. Let me see the images.
Like I wanted him to be able to keep up in some way.
Yeah.
We like to swim, right? Our whole family's active. So that's one thing that we've always been able to do as a family together without any restrictions.
Yo, I'm not even gonna lie. You have a kid with Down syndrome and you just throw him in a pool and are just like, yeah, that's cool. I like legitimately, I mean, I'm not going to show you the videos because they're all YouTube videos. I'll get in trouble for that. But like,
oh my, no, I've seen the videos.
I was afraid. I was the parent that was like, oh my God, when we took our kid to swimming lessons and he was throwing a fit because he was having separation anxiety from us. That was like, I might have to take my kid out of swimming right now. But you're like, nah, just drop him in the pool. It's all good. It's fine. It's fire. Like that's fire. It's cool.
It was hard at first, but I think it's the best thing I've ever done for him because really after that, he had so much confidence. Yeah. Right. And then we would go to the pool and there were other kids that were older than him and they couldn't swim. And here he comes, right? This tiny little thing. We're going to public pools and he's going down the big slide and the lifeguards would look at me. They're like, what's happening? And everybody would freak out. I'm like, he's good. And all of a sudden he'd go flying. Yeah. Flying off the slide, fall in, and then swim to the side and get out. And everybody's just like, what just happened?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
no,
so
our kid, the same thing. And he is very confident in water now. And it's awesome. Mm-hmm. And it makes you as a parent like that. Yeah, you're right. That kind of does give you confidence that your kid's like, yo, I'm good in water. Mm-hmm. I don't know why that is, but that was like, it is. You're right. Oh God.
Hi, Bernie.
This is our conscience.
Yes, Bernie's great. When you are publicly called out on parenting stuff, as you described, is it more often by other moms or dads? Moms.
Definitely moms.
Yep. Definitely moms. And I say it to all the moms that I meet. God, we go after our own so bad. We judge other moms so bad. And that's why I'm so I'm so grateful when I find really cool fucking moms that are just like, hey, we're just figuring it the fuck out. And there's no judgment as to how you figure out your kid. Because just because we both have boys and just because we both have boys that have disabilities and challenges does not mean our boys are moving through the world the same way, and doesn't mean one certain parenting style is going to work for both of our boys. You know what I mean? And that is the hardest part when you generalize everything. Oh, just because they're this means this. Just because they don't do this means this. And it's like, no, stop generalizing my kid and let's go individual about what's going on.
Yep.
Can Ashley read what's written behind her, please?
Oh,
All of
there's
it.
so much.
No.
All those reviews.
No, I found the oh, I didn't find the
Do you know who this is?
Oh my gosh, that's my mother-in-law.
This is her mom and mother-in-law. She is crazy. We cried every time he was thrown in the pool.
Yes, they did. They couldn't watch. I'm like, Mom, watch this. Oh, that's hysterical.
I love that. That's just is what it is.
You know? We had a party for my son, and my nephew was in like the little baby pool with him, and he's about a year and a half older than him. And my son just grabbed his cousin and he like put him in a headlock and he threw him. I'm like, look, it's how he can't breathe. My brother was so mad. He's like, Ashley, you gotta watch him. I'm like, okay, sorry. So like the pool is his domain, and all of his cousins know it.
Yeah. Like if you're coming in this pool, let's go. We just gonna get at it. We're gonna just go crazy. So
what's the goal now? What's the goal now for you? You've started this, you have this beautiful community of people that are, and most of the times I feel like it's just there are people out there that don't want to get to know your kid. Like they don't want to get to know my kid. They don't want to spend the time to even care. And now you have this beautiful community of just people who care and want to get to know them and want to help them and want to see them succeed. So what's the ultimate goal now? Is it just 805s all over?
Yeah. I mean, as many people, just to open it up, right? Other gyms to see what's going on and make this available. Krista and Jess, like a lot of them, because of the video that has gone out, they're just so much more confident. They're getting a lot of people in the gym. They're coming up to them in the gym, out in public. They're like, hey, you do CrossFit too. You're at my gym. Great job. They're getting the recognition and people are talking to them. And that's what it's about, right? It's about the communication. It's about the community. We have a bowling event that we're doing with the entire gym. They're coming. Like, we're all doing this together. And it's not only great for the athletes that are in the adaptive program, but their families are getting to see them included in the gym. And that's huge.
Yeah.
Right? Because they are also seeing, you don't see it a lot. It's hard to explain, right? Like other people are noticing my kid and what they're doing. I say kid, but Jess is older than I am.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
a lot of them, all of our birthdays are like within 2 to 3 weeks of each other. So it's really fun.
Luca is watching mommy.
Oh, Lucas, that's my husband.
Oh, well, we love your wife. She is amazing.
She's awesome.
And what she's doing just absolutely is amazing.
Yeah.
Get up by your seat. Let your body move.
I probably can't play.
I say don't play the music for too long because we get.
Oh gosh. Yeah, so like I'm working with everyone, right? It doesn't matter what diagnosis. I'm working with people who have cerebral palsy, people who have Down syndrome, autism. It's really just working with the individual, right? Making them feel comfortable, allowing them to be themselves and giving them a place to feel like they belong.
I want to ask this because this is something that I think all parents that have kids with whatever adaptive, I don't know how to say it correctly. I'm gonna get in trouble.
You're not.
But like whatever autism, Down syndrome, adaptive, whatever, like trusting other people with our children and letting them go and letting them be taught by somebody other than us is obviously like extremely, like we have to know you and trust you. I know all his teachers. I trust the teachers even in school because I don't even trust school right now. So like it's um how do you factor that in? Like how important is that to you? Do you talk to the parents? Do you have like all the parents, right? Like they know you.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
The first thing that I do before they even come into class, I have them come to the gym and meet me. That is the first thing I tell their parents. I said, listen, I know how important the connection is between me and your child, right? If they don't take to me, then it's not going to work, right? And I hate to say it like that, but it's true because I need to make sure that they're safe, right? That's the biggest thing is safety. So as long as I can connect with them, the parents are very involved. I talk to them via text message all the time. As soon as they're my client, the parents get my phone number, right? And even if they don't come into the gym, I'm sending them videos and pictures and updating them on what we're doing.
That's awesome.
So
being invested from a parent's perspective, anybody that's invested in our kids is something that just takes it over the top for us. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure for you getting services and getting support and that kind of stuff, like every time you talk about your kid to certain people, he's just a number. He's just a number on the scale. He's just this and whatever. And so anytime that someone talks about my kid as the child and the amazing little boy that he is, I'm like, sign me up, because for the rest of his life, he's going to be looked at as a number when it comes to the services and support that he needs. So we need to get him into every possible circle that looks at him like a kid.
Yeah.
Or like a human. Well, I want to bring this up. I know we had a lot of tears before, but we probably might have tears now or whatever. So
you don't have tears. The boys are drinking right
they're
now.
fun. I don't care about them. This is about us. This is about us. They can talk to each other about Coors Light and whatever they're talking about. So your hubby says that she's incredible. And I love. My wife and I have been married for 13 years. And I love couples that love each other and support each other. And when your son was diagnosed, how challenging was that for you two as a couple?
Very, very much so. I mean, we went from, my goodness, we're adrenaline junkies. We were riding motorcycles and going out west and snowboarding for weeks and doing all the things. And all of a sudden the brakes got put on. Right. So trying to find a good balance to where we still had that adrenaline rush and we can still go do some of the things that we loved. It had to take a back seat, right? So a lot of that was bickering. I gave up a lot of my sports before he did, but he needed it. He needed it big time. So the fact that we have CrossFit now and we're doing it together, and now this is our little adrenaline kick, right? It's great. So something we can do together and with the family.
So one of the hardest parts for me when we had our son was, and I hate saying it this way, but it's the most honest way I can say it, was allowing Garrett to have those moments by herself. Yeah. And it wasn't her fault. It was because, long story short, like I had a very difficult conception. It took us a long time. Didn't think we were going to be able to have a child, got pregnant, had a very difficult pregnancy. I was very sick. And so I had very extreme postpartum with my kid, but separation anxiety postpartum, even with her. And then when he really wasn't speaking and then the autism diagnosis came out, it always felt like I needed to be the one to do everything, because it almost came from a place, like I said before, like I needed to fix what I did wrong. I did something wrong because my kid now has all these challenges that he's going through. So I have to fix it. And I really kind of got in the way of the relationship in the beginning that she had with our kid, not on purpose, but just part of what it was. Did you ever feel like that for yourself with your kid too, where it was kind of like, I need to just consume him, and was very difficult for you too that way?
Oh, of course. I was the only one who knew how to take care of him. Dad couldn't even do it as good as I can.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think he was also nervous too, right? He's got this tiny little baby, and fun fact, he delivered him in our living room. We never made it to the hospital. So that was like a big,
oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's not a fun fact.
That's
Yeah,
not-
well, it was,
that's
I
a
mean,
fun
it was a
fact.
lot more fun. I mean, it wasn't fun. It hurt.
I
But,
He's
but we
like,
have to joke about it now. Yep.
That's
Yep.
it. That,
in my head.
I would. I don't know. I would have.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's.
You wouldn't have been okay.
I probably the hospital's right there. I probably would have just carried you to the
Yeah,
hospital.
you would not have been okay.
Thankfully, he was our third, so it wasn't our first rodeo, right?
Right, yeah,
We
yeah.
kind of
That's
saw
fair.
what we had to do. I was just like, quick, just go grab a towel. We just wrapped him up. We were like,
Were you in the military? Like,
no.
just throw my baby in a pool. Okay, quick, go grab a towel. I'm about to deliver on the bedroom floor. Like, oh, what the heck?
I mean,
So just like go with it. Like it's cool.
She's like, no, I was fine. I just took him out. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Like, it's all good. Like, what?
I mean, my mother-in-law did say I was crazy, right?
I mean, fair.
So did you guys run to the hospital right after that? Please tell, or were you guys just
oh,
like,
the paramedics came to the house.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
please
Paramedics
tell
came
me.
to the house. They took us to the hospital. They asked how I was going to get to the gurney. I said, oh, I'll just get up and walk. And they looked at me like, what? And I just
I
stood
would
up,
too.
helped
Did
the
you-
baby, and walked to the gurney.
Did you
and
just
then
bite the umbilical cord and be like,
No,
I'm like,
no.
we're good?
No, they made us leave all that. They did that. They did that.
All right. I'm just saying. I just see her like, okay, I got my kid, umbilical
Yeah.
cord, bite it, like we're out.
It
Like, let's
was
go.
It was pretty, I mean, it was cool. They brought me into the hospital and we were like a celebrity. They rolled us in to the emergency room and here I am with the baby and everybody's looking like, oh, I'm like, hi.
Just the princess wave. Just,
Yeah.
just waving. We're here. Everything's fine. Everybody's
Yep.
good.
Kitchen scissors.
Yep.
Good Lord. Okay. I don't want to remember the pregnancy. Like,
Oh,
I
no.
can't, I don't even want to think about that because we're still contemplating on having our next one. And like, now that you say that, I'm like, oh, is this baby just going to shoot out and it's going to be it? Oh, what's happening?
Oh, that's hysterical.
I'm derailed. Don't look at the chat. I'm totally derailed.
That's so funny.
Um,
That's so funny.
So
Wait.
go ahead.
No, good.
No, I was going to say, I want to get this into the hands of people that can really like help, like, because it would be amazing. It just, I mean, I know there's other adaptive programs out there and stuff like that, but for Down syndrome, for autism, for, you know, it's not the same. There's no book there. So that's cool.
No, there's no book. There's no
What
book.
you're doing.
Case by case. You have to take a case by case. You have to, a lot of people reach out, what's the programming? What are you doing? And I guess the biggest thing is learn the person, learn who they are, learn what they like, learn what they don't like. If they have a little quirk where everything has to be perfect, go with it. Leave yourself some extra time so they can be there perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I have one client that he has a hard time slowing down. He just wants to go. So guess what? I figured it out. We're doing suitcase carries around the room. So he's slowing down, but he's got weights in his hand. He thinks he's still working out, but I'm really just bringing his heart rate down.
Oh, so he's the Noah Olsen of your gym. He just wants to go straight out the gate, just nonstop. Yep. Like that's.
Oh yeah, and if I add more reps onto something, he just goes faster. He's like, no, we're getting this done now.
Yeah, I had one of our guys that did the boxing program that I helped out with or whatever. He just loved pushing the sled. So at first, like we didn't have any weight on the sled, and he's like flinging this thing back and forth. And finally, I was like, no. Put weight on this. Like you guys, like we have to put weight on this because what he's looking for is that pressure, that pushing, that being able to get all that energy out. You have to put some weight on it. And so when I would put a bunch of weight on it, and the women, like his worker that came with him was like, he can't push that. I'm like, let him figure it out, because for him, we could get him into putting boxing gloves on and probably box for about 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. That was probably the best and we had to build up to that. At first it was 2 seconds, then it was 10 seconds. And every time it was like praising and let's go and all this type of stuff. And so I was like, just let him get what he needs for the rest of the time that they're going to be here. Put weight on the sled. Let's do that because that's what he needs right now. And then eventually he started to come and actually be a part of the class a little bit more. But you have to just figure it out. I think that there's that expectation that it's going to go perfectly, whatever that definition is, but perfectly every single time. And everybody's going to respond the same way. That's not how it works at all. Go ahead,
That's
babe.
what, and this was great because I was going to ask this too about programming to get into the programming part. Megan, do you make changes the day of based on their moods?
What? Absolutely. There are some days where we're in the middle of a workout and I see it's just not working and I completely switch it up. Right. I give them some time to try to figure it out. But we have to switch gears and it's okay. Right. It's all right. If they need to go a little bit slower one day, I'll work on a skill. Like I showed them one day, I'm like, hey guys, I just want to show you this. I showed them a wall walk. Do you know that every single one of them got upside down on the wall? I was like, oh my gosh. I could not believe it. I took pictures. I sent it to the parents. They're like, what are you doing over there? Like, how did you get them to do this? Like, I just showed them. And they wanted to try. So we tried it. They were all at different levels, but they were all on there.
That's awesome.
That's so good. That's so good.
And they're learning time. They're learning time because it's something that they enjoy to do. Right. So they're making that connection. They're like, oh, hey, I got to do this jump rope for a minute, or we're doing this WOD for 25 minutes and they're writing out their boards. They're looking at the time, they're paying attention to rep. And I'm teaching them things I didn't know I was going to be teaching them, but it's because we're taking the time. That's all it is.
I know Garrett asked you big goals and what's the goal, but why is it important for you to get this message out to people?
It's important because they are people. They're just like you and me. They have feelings, they have concerns, they have families. A lot of them want to have families. That's a dream for them, right? They want to have their person. I have my husband. There is nothing more that I would love than to see my son have someone to have that connection, to feel that love and just know that they're always going to be there for them. So,
girl, thank you so much. We appreciate you. This was almost a complete, just like, let's just cry together. But
listen, I guess we needed that more than anything. So
yeah, I mean, was it as good for you as it was for me? Because I needed it.
yes, I always need it. The day that video came out, I was a mess all day long. I was like, guys, I need a day to just process all of this and just feel all the feels. Because sometimes you just have to feel it.
Yeah, yeah.
But anything we can, if there's anything that we can do, please let us know.
Tag us in anything. We'll share anything that you have. If I don't catch it, just tag us in it. And, we can continue to get, the word out and, where is CrossFit 845?
Yeah.
Where are you located? We're in Wappingers Falls, New York. So it's about hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half from the city.
Oh shit!
Oh God!
We might have
to
come
come hang out
visit.
with you. Yeah, we can come hang out with you in a freaking second.
Yep.
Yeah.
Please go follow her. Go follow CrossFit 845.
Reach out to her as a mom. Like I said before, we need people in our corner, and I think that when we get to pick them, I think it's the most important kind of connection that we have. So I know I'm gonna be in your DMs talking with you about just being a mom and how we have to navigate this world with our kids. And
hold on, let's ask Jody's question real quick. No worries, Jody. This is our girl. Is it true that kids with Down syndrome have super strength? Everything I learned about Down syndrome from Peanut Butter Falcon.
I love that movie. It is probably one of my favorite movies. Yes, it is true, but only when they want to have that super strength. Like when my son does not want to do something, he's not doing it. But when
he wants to
play with his brother or do something, all of a sudden the kid has strength.
Yeah, right, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Ashley, hang out. Don't leave us just yet. We just want to say thank you to everybody that watched us. The boys are at Rogue, so they are going to be I don't
Oh,
know,
yeah.
popping up, posting stuff and whatever.
Just
So be on the lookout for them.
Just FYI, they talked to Sam Briggs, dude.
They did.
I am so
Jealous.
so jealous.
So jealous that
I
they
might
met Sam Briggs.
Pass out about that.
But check the YouTube, check the stories, everything like that. We're gonna keep everybody as informed with what's going on. And then
They're gonna pop up
Yep.
intermittently. So
Yep.
yeah, Briggsy baby.
Yes.
Yes, Jake. Yes. Dude, I had some feelings when I got that message. I'm not gonna lie, I had some feelings. So Samir and Kelly, oh, good to see you, dude. Thank you so much.
guys.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yep.
Shut up, Matt.
Yep. We appreciate you guys, and we will see you on the next one.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, guys.
Deuces.
Thanks, guys.